The film opens by showing the state of the world in the year 2027. At that time, people around the globe are witnessing the saddest news about the death of the youngest man in the world. Now, there are no young people left on Earth. This is because women have not been able to conceive for the past 18 years. Then, a man named Theo is introduced, a former activist who once fought for justice in his country. Theo now works as an office worker, living a rather monotonous and uninspiring life. The whole world has fallen into severe chaos. Almost every government in different nations has collapsed. Theo is fortunate to be living in England because England is the only country that still has a functioning government. This fact has caused illegal immigrants from many parts of the world to pour into England in great numbers. They believe that life in England is far better than in their homelands. One day, Theo visits a man named Jasper, whom he already regards as a father figure. During their journey, Jasper explains that the English government has started executing and even killing illegal immigrants. Jasper then invites Theo to his home hidden in the forest. He reveals that he is currently running a secret drug business, supplying narcotics to certain military groups. Jasper also talks about a mysterious vessel called the Human Project, said to be filled with scientists trying to find a solution for the worldwide infertility crisis.
Human Project is having this dinner, and all the wisest men in the world are there.
Too late. World went to shit.
According to rumor, no one really knows the exact truth of this ship, since it disguises itself as an ordinary fishing boat. The next morning, Theo wakes up in his apartment and gets ready to head to his office job. While he is walking toward his workplace, suddenly a group of people in a car kidnaps him. When he arrives at a secret location, Theo is completely shocked to discover that the person behind his abduction is his ex-wife, Julian. Julian is now the leader of an organization called the Fishes. This group has the goal of fighting for the rights of immigrants, who are treated unfairly by the English government. In reality, Julian has noble intentions. Yet the government of England brands the Fishes as nothing more than a band of terrorists. Julian tells Theo that she needs his help to obtain a transit pass for a certain illegal immigrant, offering him a generous sum of money in return. Tempted by the payment, Theo cannot bring himself to refuse her request.
I can get you £5,000. I know you need the money.
The following day, Theo visits a government office led by an old friend of his. After meeting his friend, Theo directly explains his reason for coming, that he needs a transit pass for an immigrant. Because of their old relationship, Theo's friend cannot deny his request. He quickly arranges the transit papers Theo has asked for. Once Theo has secured the transit documents for Julian, he then meets her associate named Luke. After a lengthy discussion, Luke hands Theo the promised payment. As Theo prepares to head back home, he runs into Julian on a bus. Julian confides that she is holding on to an important secret, one that could change the world forever. Julian invites Theo to meet an immigrant who holds the key to that world-changing secret. She promises to explain everything once they arrive at the headquarters of the Fishes.
Where are we? Canterbury. We're close.
During the journey, they are suddenly ambushed by an armed group. The situation escalates into disaster when Julian is shot in the neck. Witnessing this, Theo is immediately stricken with grief. In the chaos that follows, they are forced to kill 2 police officers who mistakenly believe the group is responsible for Julian's death. Deep in the woods, they stop to bury Julian with heavy hearts. Theo, seeing his former wife lifeless, is overwhelmed by sorrow and can only shed silent tears. When they finally arrive at the Fishes' hideout, Luke instructs one of his men to escort Theo to a room. As night falls, Theo is summoned by a woman named Miriam, who introduces him to the immigrant Julian had spoken about. This woman's name is Key. Key explains that Julian had told her to trust Theo completely. Key then reveals the secret Julian had mentioned. To Theo's astonishment, Key is pregnant. The revelation shocks him deeply, for she is the only woman in the world who is carrying a child. Later that night, the news broadcasts the death of Julian, labeled publicly as the death of a terrorist. In the aftermath, the Fishes appoint Luke as their new leader. That same night, Theo, unable to sleep, goes outside for fresh air. By chance, he overhears a conversation that makes his blood run cold. Luke himself had orchestrated Julian's death. Luke betrayed Julian because he wants to use the Fishes for his own cause against the English government, using Key's unborn child as a rallying symbol. He believes this would drive immigrants to rise up alongside him. This is completely against Julian's vision, which was rooted in justice for the oppressed immigrants, not political manipulation. After learning this shocking truth, Theo wakes Key and convinces her they must escape immediately. He explains Luke's treachery, and because Julian had entrusted her to trust Theo, Key agrees to go with him. With Miriam's help, the three of them manage to flee from the compound. Theo then brings Key to his trusted friend Jasper. In this dire situation, Jasper is the only person Theo believes they can rely on. Once reunited, Theo shows him Key's pregnancy. Jasper assures them he will help by arranging their journey toward the Human Project, the clandestine scientific group that could save humanity. With their help, the world's despair might finally find hope. Jasper reaches out to one of his drug contacts to assist in smuggling Theo and Key to the Human Project's rendezvous point. Key reveals that she is already about 8 months pregnant. She herself still struggles to believe that she is the only woman left in the world capable of giving birth. Jasper emphasizes that Key's role is pivotal for the survival and rebuilding of a world in chaos. The next morning, Jasper notices Fish's soldiers approaching, having tracked Theo's movements. He instructs Theo and Key to escape immediately, while he stays behind to buy them time. From a distance, Theo watches helplessly as Jasper is captured and tortured by the fishes. His heart shatters, for he has now lost yet another figure he loved like family. Jasper, who was like a father to him, has been killed. Theo once again is drowned in sorrow. After losing Julian, he now bears the pain of Jasper's death. Following Jasper's instructions, Theo heads to the location Jasper had mentioned earlier. There, he is supposed to meet a military leader willing to help them reach the Human Project. Theo successfully meets the contact, who arranges to bring Theo and Key to the designated safe zone. At the border, the military leader advises Theo to find a woman who has knowledge about the Human Project. Then, Theo and Key are loaded onto a bus bound for another destination. Along the ride, Key begins to experience contractions and stomach pain as though labor is imminent. During a document inspection, Miriam is captured by the authorities since she lacks proper transit papers.
What's wrong with you?
Gabriel, help us.
Shut up!
When Theo and Key finally arrive at their destination, they search for the woman the military leader had told them about. Eventually, they find her. Her name is Marichka. Marichka takes Theo and Key to her room, and that very night, Key gives birth to a baby girl.
How is he?
The next morning, a local man recognizes Theo, recalling him as a wanted fugitive hunted by the fishes. Shock spreads when he also discovers the existence of Key's newborn baby. As the man attempts to hand Theo and Key over to the fishes, Marichka strikes him, knocking him unconscious. She then quickly leads Theo and Key to a hidden passage, revealing it as one of the routes that lead toward the Human Project. There, they encounter a man involved with the project, who is stunned at the sight of Key holding her infant child. Key and Theo are soon placed under the protection of a soldier linked to the Human Project. The plan is for them to be taken by boat at the appointed time. However, their escape does not go smoothly. The fishes track them down, and Luke personally abducts Key. Just as Theo is about to be killed, military troops arrive and intervene, saving his life. Theo seizes the opportunity to search for Key. He follows the cries of her baby into a building where he finally finds her. But before they can leave, Luke shoots Theo in the stomach. Despite his wound, Theo manages to help Key out of the building. The sound of Key's baby crying stuns everyone around them. Soldiers and fishes alike pause in awe, perceiving the infant as a miraculous sign. Even the battle itself halts, with both sides struck by the sight of the newborn child. Slowly, Theo guides Key away from the battleground. They reunite with Marichka, who helps them reach a small rowboat. Together, Theo and Key set out toward the sea, hoping to encounter the Human Project's ship. Out on the water, Theo begins bleeding heavily from Luke's gunshot wound. With his strength fading, Theo teaches Key how to handle the boat. Eventually, he succumbs to his injuries and takes his final breath. At the same time, Key and her newborn are met by the long-awaited vessel of the Human Project. And with that, the film reaches its end.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.